It's giving me everything that I have, and I'm proud to be a part of it. But yet, I didn't have a choice to come here. I was born in Mexico, and that is where my heart will always be. His statement says it all. This country has given me everything that I have, and I'm proud to be a part of it. But I didn't choose to come here. I was born in Mexico, and that's where my heart will always be. Whenever I talk about illegal, and people always say, your ancestors came here, and they didn't have to worry about immigration. And as I point out to them, I say, yes, but we have laws now to protect the borders and control immigration. And even if you're hanging your hat on Ellis Island, there still were restrictions. They still turned people away. They gave them health inspections. If they didn't meet certain requirements, they were turned back. You go farther back, yeah, if you could get here, you didn't mind battling the Indians or other people, and you could come in. There weren't the same laws, but things evolved. And there's a reason we have those immigration laws. But one of the other things I point out, especially when it comes to Ellis Island, and you look at the countless number of Americans, the people who came here to become Americans, the attitude was different. Oh, sure, they love their heritage. I mean, people would talk about, their Italian heritage, and they would bring their taste, their sound, all of the things about their culture, and pour it into that melting pot. And at home, they would practice many of the traditions they practiced in their former country. The Irish did it. Germans, the Mexicans, all kinds of people. They brought their culture, offered it to the country, poured it into the melting pot, but wanted to be American. There's the difference. There's the difference. They would not put their old country above their new country. Because they didn't get stuck here. They didn't just sneak across a border. They worked to come here. Because they were making the commitment. This is my new life. Yes, I have a history of being Italian or German or whatever. But I am making a new life in America, and I am an American. In fact, quite often, when it came to public matters, things where they were in public around other similar origin people, they wanted to be as American and as bland as possible to show that they were making that commitment, that they were American. I hear countless stories, and have heard countless stories, of people talking about their parents immigrating here and making them speak English at home. Not just out in public, but saying to their kids, you're going to speak English because we're in America. Now, often they would teach them their first language, but they were proud of it. They wanted to be here. And how many stories do you have to hear about the people immigrating now who want to make it wherever they came from, but in America? It wasn't about, now it's not about, well, we have a lot of Italians in one place, so we'll call it Little Italy because there's a lot of Italians, or Chinatown because there's a lot of Chinese, where these people are still trying to be an American. They just happen to serve, people who have, tastes and want a little piece of that home. There's the difference. The guy says he loves this country. It's given him everything, but his heart's going to be in Mexico, and he goes there supporting the Mexican team. By the way, the ceremony they had after the game for the Gold Cup, it was done in Spanish. There's a story out of Las Vegas today about a principal who gave the commencement address for his school's graduation, and he gave it in English and in Spanish. And I'm seeing that all over the place. This is that somehow it's got to be in Spanish. Because they want people to feel comfortable, they say. Trying to reach out to some of those people who speak Spanish as their primary language. And I would say to you, you want to bring up the way things used to be quite often when it comes to immigration. I look at you to look to the past. Did those people that came here on Ellis Island demand that people speak their language? No. They struggled to speak English and forced their kids to do the same thing. Simply because it's practical that we all speak the same language. They weren't politically correct, demanding people be sensitive to their needs. You want to speak Spanish and you want to act Mexican and support Mexico, then stay the hell in Mexico or go there. I get no problem with it. If you love Russia to that level, move to Russia. But if you're going to take